Okay, so this is a really special one for me. Jeremiah is one of my dearest friends. He and I met working at Toys R Us a long, long time ago, when people like me worked at Toys R Us. But I actually have a lot of friends. Travis, are you here? Travis, I don't know. Yes, Travis is here. I have lots of friends from Toys R Us, including Travis, who is going to present next year at Storytime. Jeremiah is a very, very thoughtful guy, and he's also an incredible artist. And he doesn't give himself enough opportunities to present that to other people. So this is my opportunity to show Jeremiah to you and say, this is a really great dude and a really thoughtful guy. And he's got something really, really interesting for you that may take a turn that you may not be expecting. I want you to be sort of prepared for that. Jeremiah, I'm really proud of you. Way to go. He nailed this thing. Okay, Jeremiah Bigelow.
I don't present much, so I'm probably going to stammer a bit. This is the storybook version of Home Alone, written by John Hughes, directed by Chris Columbus, retold by me, released in 1990. It was the night before Christmas in the McAllister home, and young Kevin was stirring with a plan of his own. You see, his parents and siblings off to Paris had flown, leaving poor little Kevin at home, all alone. But the least of his troubles was a house by himself, as the two men outside were most certainly not elves. One tall and one stout, both equally scary. No house was safe from Marvin and Harry. They wanted inside, but not from the cold. The wet bandits were eager for that McAllister gold. So Kevin was planning without seconds to spare. He was rigging the doorknobs and icing the stairs. He placed micro machines in front of the door. He barred up the windows. He tarred up the floor. And just as he laid out his final defense, the wet bandits began to creep over the fence. But lo and behold, they were caught unawares. They took bumps on their rumps as they fell down the stairs. They knocked on their heads and kept tripping on stuff. All right, said Harry, we've had enough. We're tarred and we're feathered and we're covered in bruises. And even a crook knows when he loses. Enough, said Kevin. And you could feel the mood shift. Enough, once again, sounding thoroughly pissed. You come in my house? You break in my door? I'm Richie Rich, bitch. And I thirst for more. The next few minutes were very disturbing as the burglars screamed out from the bleeding and burning. Nails were shoved in, shredding tibial tendons, and irons were used as face-smashing weapons. But Harry's comeuppance was deemed worst of all, as the flames slowly licked his skin from his skull. Now both of them laid there, passed out from shock, when in burst a neighbor without even a knock. I heard screams, so I ran, said the ragged old man. I came here to save you just as fast as I can. Kevin looked up with dead eyes at the stranger. I don't need saving, he said, because I am the danger. So the old man backed up with some apprehension. I'll just go grab the sheriff's attention. Cops lead to parents, parents lead to trouble. I don't need the police, what I need is your shovel. So they spoke not a word, but went straight to work, burying the bandits alive in the dirt. Kevin spared the old man after digging the ditches, because everyone knows that snitches get stitches. So this ends our tale of our sweet little Hannibal. Merry Christmas to all, you filthy animals. Okay, thank you. So I'm just going to do a linear progression of my process, step by step, of how I did it and how I smashed two styles together while keeping the thread alive. The first thing was trying to find out what part of the story to tell. Home Alone is 1 hour and 42 minutes. That is too long for me to put into 10 slides, so I decided to make the third act the part of the show that I wanted to tell. It allowed me to tell like a little mini story while still giving me some wiggle room to go off the rails a little bit. As far as the structure, I went with last year's Storytime, a lowercase e story structure that I learned from Casey Logan from last year's Storytime 2013. Essentially, you start kind of already in the middle, you loop back around for beginning to where you end up at, and then you finish off with a lot of momentum. If you haven't seen it, you can write this down real quick. You got about 5 seconds left, so did you get it? No? All right, well, my idea now. So as far as the real thread is using Visit from St. Nicholas, and I use this because this poem is so common and it's just so ubiquitous to the season that I knew as long as I kept with the template, I could say just whatever I wanted, and you would all follow along with the cadence and the meter and be like, oh, I don't know if I like this, but it's, I know where it's going. So, like, literally, you could say the worst things possible. And all you had to really do is just start with the night before Christmas, and then no matter what you said, everybody would end up being like, oh, that was cute. Yeah, I like it. So I had my story, and I had my structure. The next part was the script. This is literally the final draft of my script before I put it on the slides. This is the only thing that I don't do with the computer at all. I can't write on the computer because I need to see my scratches, I need to see my mistakes, I have to have it all in front of me to see what I've tried, what doesn't work, what does work. And there was a lot of sugar involved in that. So the first part of the show, I wanted it to be very sweet and cute and not ironic at all. I also wanted to have some nostalgia for the 90s, so I based the characters off of Bobby's World. They have that really just kind of mundane 90s animation aesthetic that I wanted to keep going through the first part of it. The second part of the show, this is actually my more common drawing style. I needed a reference photo. I did a high contrast black and white to get light and shadow comparisons, pencil sketch with some marker blocking, and then finish it off with ink and marker. As far as the 4 slides that Joe completely forgot the rules for of his own thing, the 4th slide is the house. For the house, that's actually the map that Kevin used in the movie. I just redraw it for the thing. These rules were really easy to implement because I only had a couple characters and they fit really well with the story anyway. So I've got a couple thank yous. One to Joe for bringing me out here. He knows this is extremely out of my comfort zone. I want to thank my family for putting up with a lot of stressful mornings of me in there working on this. And then I want to thank you guys for watching it. So.